wintry, wet, rainy conditions. What is up, y'all? Hope y'all having a great day and hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I did. Very thankful for the time I got to spend with the family. We're out here at Nashville Golf today. We're going to be playing the front nine and answering some questions that y'all been posting in the comments. Want to cover why I do certain things in my pre-shot routine, what my handicap is, certain decisions made on the golf course. So we're going to try to cover several of those throughout this 9 holes. We're going to be playing the front nine at Nashville Golf from the blue tees, which is roughly 7,100 yards for the full 18. Number 1, par 4, 410 yards. 4 iron. Should be good right there. I haven't kept a handicap in many years. The last time I did was quite a few years back. The reason for that is I was playing in professional events where you don't need a handicap. It was a +6 the last time that I kept record. Now currently I would probably say I'm more like a +4, +5, not quite playing to the same level I was playing when I was full-time competition. Good shape right here, 155 to a back middle pin. I'm gonna hit a little 3/4 9 here. And it started to rain, as you can tell. Hit that one well, should have a good look at birdie. When you get in these wintry, wet, rainy conditions, I always typically take more club, swing easier, try to focus on making good, clean contact. That's what we did there. A little long, but about 20 feet left for birdie. This shot into the green here on 1 is one of the most difficult approach shots in golf. Very tight landing area. There's where it landed, that's where it ended up. A little more break in that putt than I thought. Tap this in for par. Alrighty, that is a 4 here on 1. Number 2, par 4, straight away, 405 yards. You can see the pin off there in the distance. Tee it high, let it fly. I've got 120 yards left to a back middle pin. Gonna try to flight this low. I've got pitching wedge. Want to focus on good contact. All right, didn't really flight that one low. That one kind of got up here a bit, a little short right. Found the rough here on the second shot on number 2, chipping back up the hill. See if we can't get this up and down. Oh, I thought we had our first pin slammer right there. Oh, we'll tap this in. There's a par here on 2. Even par through 2. Let's talk a bit about that chip real quick. I normally don't chip with a 60 degree unless I have to. Chipped right there with a sand wedge. Want to get that ball rolling like a putt as soon as possible. That's what we did right there. I'll also chip with a gap wedge, pitching wedge, and even up to a 9 iron, just depending on how much green I have to work with. Number 3, par 5, 614 yards. There's a castle right there off in the distance. That's going to be our aiming point. So I grew up playing baseball, didn't really get into golf until later on into high school. Played some in high school, then went to Tennessee, the University of Tennessee, graduated from there. Didn't play golf at all while I was in college. Picked up the game again after I graduated, and that's really when I started taking the game seriously. Just missing the fairway here, right side, long ways home. Gonna be laying up, kind of aiming middle right side of the fairway. little further right than I would have liked, but should be all right. 150 yards left, 8-iron in hand, back into the wind, so gonna hit this probably about 3/4. That was playing a long ways. That is short. Really felt like I hit that one pretty good right there. That's just playing a long ways. Gonna need to account for that wind a bit more. It is breezy, chilly, raining, so ball's not flying a long ways today. There's where we ended up right there, straight up the hill. Par here on 3. Even par through 3 holes, par, par, par on to number 4. Par 4, 425 yards. Our aiming point's gonna be that little cart path there off in the distance. Green kind of sits off back in there, little dog leg right. Teed high, let it fly. Decent drive right there, 140 yards left to a back right pin location. Walking up behind the green to give you a little better vantage point for the approach shot there. Wanted to also talk a little bit about how I got started after college, after I graduated. Wanted to give it kind of a year to see how good I could get with the game of golf. It was probably about a 10 or 12 handicap at the beginning of that year. I practiced pretty much all day, every day, weighted tables at night, ended up getting to a +6 by the end of that year. I was focused mostly on short game, and that's where I saw the biggest improvement. At the end of that year, really started thinking about competition, kind of the possibilities there. This putt's gonna have a lot of break from left to right. Need to get the speed right. Tap this in for par here on 4. Number 5, par 4, goes back up the hill to the left, dogleg left, green sits back in there, 380 yards. I didn't come here to lay up. Should be all right there. Short game was definitely where I saw the most improvement during that year. I would spend 4 hours inside of 40 yards for every hour that I would spend on the range working on the full swing. And of those 4 hours, I would spend roughly 2 hours putting, and over half of that time putting inside of 6 feet. Good shape right here, 40 yards left. Probably could have been a little more aggressive there, but you don't want to be long here. Still gives us an uphill look at bird. Let's go! Tweeter here on 5. One under through 5, on to number 6, par 3, down the hill, 153 yards. Probably plays roughly 12, 13 yards down the hill, pitching wedge in hand. Might have misjudged the wind there just a bit. Gonna have a lengthy one for birdie. It's on the front edge, kind of front right corner. See if we can't roll the rock. grade right there. I have a little work to do here. Par here on 6. Number 7, par 5, 591 yards. Green sits kind of off back in there. Our aiming point off the tee is kind of that corner right there. Should be good right there. As I continued to improve that year after college, started thinking about playing in competition, started signing up for some events, and those results varied immensely. I'd go out and have a good 9. I had rounds of 31-44, or I would go shoot 67-82, and I would just have some big numbers. There was no consistency there, but there were signs of playing really good golf. Through the years of playing on the mini tours, I ended up winning a few times and saw a little bit of success from time to time. However, never really broke through to what was then the web.com, now the Korn Ferry Tour or the PGA Tour. Never quite got to that level, but played with a lot of guys who are on tour now. The game continued to improve, however, wasn't really able to stay out there full-time financially. That's kind of when I got into the social media, really enjoyed posting videos and sharing the game of golf through social media content. Really thankful to be able to do this now, and hope y'all are enjoying following along. The dream is to get back out there in competition one day to try to get on tour. Long ways home, not gonna be able to reach it. That means stinger time. Good shape right here, 80 yards left. I've got a sand wedge here. You might be wondering why I chose sand wedge there. I could have probably gotten a lob wedge all the way there. It was a little into the wind, but I wanted to take off the spin and wanted to flight it lower, control that distance a bit better. Hitting a lob wedge way up in the air, not controlling the spin. Even if it gets there, it's probably spinning back a lot. So next time you're in one of those situations, maybe take an extra club, swing smooth, flight it down, control that spin. Need to give that one a bit more pace. And there's a par here on 7. 1 under through 7, couple holes left. Wanted to talk about my pre-shot routine and kind of why I do that pullback right before I hit the ball. That helps me stay in rhythm, and it is part of my pre-shot routine. I don't like to get stagnant over the ball, so I don't like to stay still over the ball right before I hit it. I want to keep moving, helps me stay in better rhythm, helps my tempo of the full swing. That is a reason for that. I would highly recommend, testing it out. Let me know your thoughts on that. I want to stay athletic and react to the shot. Don't want to get stagnant over the ball. Number 8, par 3, 190 yards straight up the hill. I've got a 6-iron here, probably playing roughly 205. That one looks pretty good right there. We'll see where it ended up. If you don't currently have a pre-shot routine, I would highly recommend working on one. Write it down on a piece of paper. Get very specific and do the same thing every single time. That way when you get into, nerves and tough situations, you can rely and lean on that pre-shot routine for a little comfort there. Oh, I needed to hit those last 2 putts. Par here on 8. Number 9, par 4, 390 yards straight down the hill. 4-iron. Hope y'all have enjoyed this video today, this course vlog of, giving some tips, telling a little bit about my story, answering some questions that have kind of consistently been popping up. If you did, let me know down in the comments. And also any other questions you have, drop them down below as well. Good shape right there. 140 yards left down the hill. Sand wedge. That is how we wanted to end today. Good tee shot, good approach. See if we can't roll this in. You're probably also wondering why I hit a sand wedge there and why it got all the way there. When you're on a severe downslope like that, you're de-lofting the club. So that actually turned into like a gap wedge, maybe even a weak pitching wedge there. So that's why I got that distance out of it. Also, when you're on a downhill or uphill lie, tilt your shoulders with the lay of the land. That way you're not fighting against the slope. It just makes for a lot cleaner contact and better results. All right, there's where it landed right there. There's where it ended up. Roughly 20 feet left for birdie. Oh. Par here on the last. It is getting dark very quick. The rain is coming in. Finished at 1 under. So pumped that we were able to get this round in. Hope y'all enjoyed coming along. Drop a like down below if you did. And until next time, we'll see you when we see you. Let's go!